What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel, and if you're new here, my name's TJ. Welcome to Kayak USA. If you end up liking today's video, go check out my homepage. I got a ton of videos like this. You might find something you like, and if you do like them, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the like button on today's video. So today I'm just rigging up some stuff, and I figured I'd show you a quick video on how I make my own rod socks for about $1 a piece, maybe $1.50 a piece, somewhere in there. I've been making my own for a long time, and I figured I'd share with you exactly how I do it. Coming up. Alright guys, so I've been making my own rod socks for quite a while now. I just couldn't justify paying the $4 and $5 a piece for rod socks. So a long time ago I looked into it, and there's a lot of videos on YouTube that show you how to do this. But I'll show you the way I do it in today's video. And it's real simple, it's not hard. The stuff that I use, I will link in the video description below. I'll have a link set there. It'll say the gear I use. Just click that link, it'll take you to my site, and you'll see everything that I use. I get most of this stuff off Amazon. This is what I'm going to show you guys today. Is 3/4 inch Alex Tech, and this is a braided sleeve, and it's the same exact material that normal rod socks are made out of. This is 3/4 inch. It's real thin. For you guys that throw a lot of the spinning reels, you know, your eyes at the bottom are going to be a lot bigger, so you might want to step it up to 1 inch or 1.5 inches to cover those eyes. 3/4 inch does really good for me, and I'll show you how I make it. It's really easy. What you're going to need is you're going to need the sleeving, of course, and this stuff is about $17 for 100 feet, and they got different colors. So it comes out to about $1.15 a piece plus your heat shrink. And I think this is 1/2 inch heat shrink. This is red. You can get this for a few bucks for a roll, and I use red on the top of mine, but you can also get black. I think black's probably cheaper too, but I'll link everything below, like I said. So it's really easy to do. So the first thing that I do, well, you're going to need a hot iron or something that you can cut it with. You don't want to cut this stuff with scissors, because when you cut it with scissors, it kind of frays out and goes real wild, and it'll unravel and stuff on you. So you need something hot to cut this stuff with. So what I do is I usually pull off about 6 feet, and if you do it in 6 feet increments, you'll be able to cover most of your 6.5 foot rods. You know, your 6 foot rods, you'll be able to cover, I don't know if you can see that there, all the way down to where your lure hangs, you know, when you hook it on your reel, like most of us do. And then the top is just heat shrunk. So what I do is I pull off about 6 feet, and you can measure if you want to, but I'll just kind of guesstimate this one. And I get it about where I want it. For video purposes, that was exactly 6 foot. But what you want to do is you want to take your hot iron, and this is just a little cheap hot iron. I think I got this at it's Chicago Electric, so I'm pretty sure I got this at Harbor Freight. It's probably like $5 or $6. And you plug it up, make sure it gets real hot, and then you just want to drag it across, and it'll cut a perfect line. And what it does is when you do that, it seals up the end real well. I don't know how good you can see that on camera, but it melts the end real good. Now it does kind of glue it together, and you got to kind of open it up. But what I do is when I first cut that end, that's the end that I keep shut. So after that, I just take a pair of scissors, and I cut me off, I don't know, about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches of heat shrink, something like that right there. And then you're just going to slide it over the tip, and I leave just a little bit hanging out, not a whole lot. And I get it about right there, and I guess I should have had my heat gun plugged up. You don't have to use a heat gun, you can use a lighter. But I got this cheap heat gun. I think this is also from Harbor Freight. We've got a local Harbor Freight, so I buy a lot of stuff from there. Some of their stuff is cheap, you know, don't last too long, but you can get a lot of good stuff at Harbor Freight. So you just plug up your heat gun, and you just shrink that heat shrink right around the tip. And this is the first step I do before I stretch out the bottom, and I'll show you how I do that. And all I'm doing is just heating up this heat shrink until it gets it really tight, because the heat shrink is 1/2 inch heat shrink, and this, like I said, is 3/4 inch, so it'll shrink up pretty good and pinch it up really well. And that's all you got to do. When you get done, it'll look like that right there. It's still kind of hot, so be careful. But now what I do is I take the other end, and I open it up just like this. And like I said, when you cut it, it's gonna, see how it melts it together a little bit? You just gotta kind of pop it open, and it will fray a little bit whenever you open up your other end, but what I do is I roll it over. But before you roll it over, you stretch out that opening just like this. Just get it stretched out, and here's the trick. Here's what I do. You take your old nasty shop broom, and you just need something that's, I think that's about an inch, maybe a little over an inch, and you want to stretch it over the shop broom all the way down. And just keep pushing it from the top. And some guys don't do this, but I like to do this because it helps open up the rod sock where you don't have to fight it over your eyes every time. And I bring it all the way down to where I got my heat shrink set. And then I stretch it down the broom. And then you take your heat gun again, or a lighter, whatever you got. You just don't want to get it too hot. And I just run it right down. And I try to go evenly. And what this does is it makes it form to this mold of this broom. It still snaps down kind of tight. But if you heat it, it kind of keeps it right in that position. Just kind of rotate the broom or whatever you're using, a pole or whatever. Just like that. And it don't take a lot. And you just heat it up. That's going to be good. And after that, you just slide it back off. You can push it from the bottom and see how it comes right off. And it keeps that opening for you. And look, I know it looks like on camera that it shut back up, but it really didn't. See how it kept it open and kind of puffed out? The end stays big. Now what some guys do is they'll take like a beer bottle or something with a funnel shaped top, glass, works really well, and they'll stretch the end over about this far, and it'll create kind of a bell. I think I did it with this one here. And as you can see, the bottom 6 inches, I stretched that over, a glass or a bottle. I can't remember what I had in here, but I just stretched it over. But you don't have to do that, especially if you're just throwing some bait casters or, regular rods or whatever. So then you just take and you fold it over to the outside a couple of times, just like that. And that's basically it. Now, if you wanted to, you could fold it over a couple of times. And I have pulled it back over the broom just a little bit with that fold there. And then I'll hit it with a little bit more heat. And this heat just helps it keep its form. Just don't go too hot with it because it will melt this stuff. You kind of want to let it cool down while it's still on that form. And then when you pull it off, see that even that little bit give me that opening bail right there. And that's really all you need. You don't need a big, long bail. All you need is an opening so when you slide it over your rods, and I can show you. And it's that easy. I mean, what'd that take me? 2 minutes, and there's your rod sock. You don't have to go. You can actually make these 5 foot if you wanted to, if you throw a lot of 6.5 foot rods. You don't have to go all the way down to your lure, because a lot of times I find if I make them too long and I throw all my rods in my rod locker on my bass boat, the hooks, the treble hooks, that are usually hooked onto the bottom down here, they'll get caught up in this sometimes. So keep it a little short. As long as you're past that bottom eyelet, it really doesn't make a difference. These aren't here to protect anything except for your eyes anyway, so you don't have to go all the way down. I could have easily made this 5 foot, and if you do that, you can actually make 20 of these out of 100 foot roll, if you do your measurements right. And I mean, that'll get you under $1 a piece on these rod socks. So I make all of my rod socks, as you can see, out of this. You can get just about any color. I'll link everything in the video, but it's super cheap. You can make your rod socks for $1 a piece. Who don't like saving money? I mean, these things sell in stores, as you guys know, for $4 and $5 a piece. Sometimes you can get a deal where you can get 2 for $5 or something, but you're still paying double what it would if you made them yourself. And you could make them in 10 minutes. You could probably make you enough to cover every rod you have. So that's my little tip for the day, guys. I hope you like this video. I hope it helped you guys out. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to subscribe, guys. It goes a long way to help support my channel. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.